From the mind of a crazy person, 222 Productions proudly presents a place where willing test subjects take on difficult test experiments. Facing daunting physical and mental tasks, the subjects will have to survive brutal obstacles and demanding limits. Success is unlikely, and those who fail will be immediately removed from the experiment. However, anyone who does succeed will receive a passing grade from the Mercury Laboratories. Welcome to the Mercury Laboratories. Today, 5 new and 5 returning test subjects will take on the third version of our escape test, simply titled Escape 3. In the first stage of our 4-stage test subjects will have 2 minutes to complete an 8-part obstacle course. Any penalties will deduct 5 seconds from their time. First, test subjects will have to cross the scepter. Then, they'll receive a random addition problem at the number cruncher Q, but before they can answer, they have to cross both the Heavenly Traverse and the Dragon's Gate before they can answer it at the number cruncher A. After that, they'll have to cross the parallel bars, the reverse slope climb, and finally, the rope climb. Let's see how they do. First is test subject number 22. In Escape 1, he managed to beat the entire course, but in Escape 2, he was defeated by the final stage. Will he get revenge this time around? Now here is test subject number 22. Now he admitted to having some concerns about his physical condition in this stage. Let's see how he does. Countdown begins, and he is off onto the Deceptor. He gets up those poles nicely. So far he hasn't messed up. Now onto the number cruncher Q. His question is, what is 52 plus 33? If he can get that correct, he will not take any penalties. Gets across the Heavenly Traverse just nicely, although stumbles a little. Onto the Dragon's Gate. Starts to carefully pull himself up, being a little bit more cautious than he has in the past. Gets down nicely, and onto the number cruncher Q. He guesses 85, and he is indeed correct. Now onto the parallel bars. He starts making his way across. Looks like he's struggling a little, and he manages to swing his way to the end. Now onto the reverse slope climb. Swings his body around, gets on the slope, jumps. Now only one obstacle left, the rope climb. Has plenty of time to do it. Takes a quick breather. And now he starts to climb the rope. Getting close to the top, will he make it? And he hits it! And then he falls! But nevertheless, 22 finishes the stage 1, even though he looks a little tired. Up next is test subject number 8.0. Yeah, I know, just go with it. He's a brand new test subject, and let's see how he does on the first stage. 1. And the clock starts, and he makes his way across the scepter, hopping across, but he lands early and takes a 5-second penalty. His question is, what is 83 plus 74? Let's see if he can figure it out. He hops across the Heavenly Traverse easily, gets onto the Dragon's Gate, gains his balance a little, makes it across very nicely. Now onto the answer of his question. He guesses 157, and he is correct. Now onto the parallel bars, and he launches himself to the other side. No problem. Now to the reverse slope climb, and he drops down in the wrong spot. It looks like he's not quite sure what he was supposed to do with this one, and ends up taking 2 official penalties in the process, but he easily gets to the bottom and top of the rope climb, so he passes with plenty of time left despite having a very odd run. Next up is test subject number 8. In both Escape 1 and Escape 2, she was defeated by the final stage. Will the third time be the charm for her? Now here is test subject number 8. Now she reportedly is feeling under the weather today, so we'll see if that affects her run today. 3, 2, 1, initiate. And she begins, getting across the scepter, hops across the end just nicely. Now onto the number cruncher Q. The question is 19 plus 12. Can she figure it out? She shows confidence. I hope she gets it right this time around, because in Escape 2, she got the question wrong. Makes it across the Heavenly Traverse easily. Now onto the Dragon's Gate. And she jumps across, gets airborne. Now, moment of truth, she guesses 27 and is correct. Now to the parallel bars. She kicks her legs around wildly, makes it across. Now to the reverse slope climb, swings around, gets to the other side, jumps. She looks like she is tired a little. Now to the rope climb. Looks like she's struggling a little, but she's fighting hard, getting to the top, and she makes it. She hits the button, and so far her condition is not hurting her. And now it's time for another new test subject number 64. He looks very happy to be here. Let's see how he does on the stage 1. 3, 2, 1, initiate. And he begins his attack, gets across the Deceptor just nicely, no problems there. Now on to the number cruncher Q. His question is, what is 43 plus 84? Let's see if he can figure that out when the time is needed. And he kind of just swing hops his way across and gets across the now is onto the Dragon's Gate, runs across it. Now onto the number cruncher A. He guesses correctly, which was 127. Now onto the parallel bars, and he takes a hard hit. Looked like he tried to jump across like 8.0 did, but now he's hopping across on his hands. Now to the reverse slope climb, swings across just easily. Now for the rope climb. He jumps halfway across, hits the button, tears it off, but he still passes with plenty of time. The last test subject today is test subject number 3. In the last test, he ran into all sorts of problems and was ultimately defeated by the first stage. Will he do better this time around? And now here is test subject number 3, ready to get revenge on the first stage. How will he do this time around? 3, 2, countdown begins, and he is off. Onto the Scepter. Makes his way across carefully. Gets to the end, and now onto the number crunchers. Question is, what is 7 plus 26? Looks like he lucked out a little with a relatively easy question. Now into the Heavenly Traverse. He gets across no problem. Now into the Dragon's Gate. This is where he had trouble last time. He manages to keep his balance, and he gets across easily this time around. No problems. Onto the number cruncher A, and he correctly guesses 33. Now into the parallel bars. And he starts swinging wildly a little, but manages to regain composure. Gets across easily onto the reverse slope climb. He gets across very easily, and now onto the rope climb. Plenty of time left. And he hits the button and finishes with the fastest time so far. Today, 5 test subjects took on the first stage, and all of them passed with overall impressive results. Is this a sign of good things to come in the future? Next time, the remaining half of the test subjects take on the first stage. How many of them will pass? Tune in next time to find out.